Hey everybody, and welcome to the first episode of The Little Joe Show. And today I'm going to show you how to take a tune, a blues tune, that's played on standard tuning guitar without a slide and convert it to slide guitar in open D. Now I do this a lot for a couple of reasons. One is it makes me a better player. When I have to figure out workarounds for things that are happening in standard tuning, there's some things that aren't so easy to do in standard tuning. Then I go ahead and become better by incorporating those things into slide guitar. The other thing that it does for me is when I have a gig that, say it's like a 2-hour or less gig, I don't want to carry more than one guitar with me. I can just take my open D guitar and my capo, or my open G and a capo, and go to the gig and not have to carry, 3 guitars. Normally, if I have a pretty good long gig, I'll have the open D, an open G, and a standard tune with me. But in this case, like I did last Saturday night at the Chester Street Tavern, I just brought my open D guitar. And that made it very simple. So let me just start by giving you the tuning for open D. It's D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. And this is going to be the first string. That's the 6th. Okay, and just to clarify, some of these Little Joe shows are going to be lessons. Some will just be concerts. Maybe we'll talk about different players if you want to discover some of their main licks or their history. And you let me know in the comments what you would like to see in the Little Joe Show, and we're going to go from there. But I thought I'd go ahead and choose Kind-Hearted Woman by Robert Johnson. It's one of his biggest songs, biggest hits. I guess you could say. Everybody's covered it. I like Eric Clapton's version of it. It's really good. He plays it pretty much as a standard slow blues, but his playing is phenomenal on it. And I've heard many people do it. All right, so let me just play through it once, and we'll just go from there. Pretty typical intro and verse that I would play for this tune if I was out playing it somewhere. In fact, I think I have it up on my channels if you guys want to go check it out. It'll be on YouTube or TikTok or wherever. Anyway, so let's just talk about it. So the intro could be a pretty standard acoustic intro for me. Now, I adapted that some. It's not exactly like his intro, but this is how I'm playing it. I'm taking my 3rd finger and putting it on the 4th fret of the 1st string, and my 1st finger and barring the 2nd and 3rd string at the 3rd fret. That gets me that D7th. Then I just move it all down 1 fret, move it down 1 fret again, and then open. And then, instead of going here, which you can certainly do, I like to go up here and put it a little higher because he does this, which I can show you how that works too. I just don't do it that much because it's more difficult for me. All right, and all that is I'm going onto the 4th string and going to the 10th fret, 9, 8, 7. So, and all the syncopation is happening on the 1st string because I played along with it. Bum, bum. All right, and that's how I'm getting all that. And then instead of going like that, like he does many times, he actually has a little in the beginning of this. Now, that's not exact because I had to, remember, bring it over. So all that is that's going to be 2nd fret on the 2nd string, And I'm going to hammer on and pull off to the 3rd fret. And then pull off till it's open. And then 1st fret on the 3rd string, 2nd fret on the 4th string, 2nd fret on the 1st string. And then just play it like a chord. In fact, that's an A 7th. All right, and then I go back. Now, that's the intro, so I'll play it one more time. Now, the other thing that's happened that I didn't tell you is I go on the 6th string during that first part. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba. So it's... Alright, so that's the intro. Now, the verse is relatively simple. Oh, I wanted to show you the other way that I do the intro sometimes. All right, all you do, put your slide on the 12th fret of the 1st string, and then your 1st finger on the 10th fret of the 4th string. 10, 9, 8, and then 12 on the 5th string. All right, so it's... I don't use it a lot because it's hard for me to keep that top note in tune when I'm stretching like that. Now you can also end that going, which is a very typical sounding Robert Johnson type lick. And all you would do there to do it, that would be on the 4th string up to the 4th fret. I catch the 3rd string at the 3rd fret with my 2nd finger, and then I play the 5th string open, and then just play that chord. You can do it open. I find that it, like many of the bass players that I know, if they're playing a D note and they don't want to play the open D because they have more control if they're fretting the note. I'll do that because I can get more control. It's a little easier with the slide to just keep everything muted and fret instead of going. You hear it's got that. So if you like that sound, you would want to go open 2nd string, but I just go 3rd fret, 3rd string. All right. So those are some of the variations you can do. Now, the verse is pretty much going to be that same chord that you started with. Then move it down a fret. Then move it back up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Excuse me. Maybe y'all should teach me. This happens sometimes. Don't feel bad about it. I do it live sometimes where I'll miss with my finger. All right, all I'm doing there is making that G chord without using the slide at the 5th fret. I'm going 5th string, open, 1, 2, and then I've got my 1st finger on the 3rd string at the 1st fret, leaving the top 2 strings open except for on the 1st string, I'm going to go 3, 2, open. And then I'm going to take my 3rd finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. So, I like the way that sounds. It's got that sort of Hollywood Delta sound, right? Like that kind of sound you would have heard in the movie Crossroads. You know? So, and then a lot of times I'll move up to the 12th fret. And I'll is going 12 on the second and third strings, 11 on the second and third strings, 12, and then second, third. Then I take my first finger behind the slide and play the first string at the 9th fret. And then go back up to 12 on the second and third string. So. Now, then I'll go to that A at the 7th fret. And I will do a behind the slide lick, which works like this. I'm playing string 6, 2, and 3 at the 7th fret with the slide. Then string 3, 7th fret. And then with the first finger, I'm going to play the 5th fret on the second string. And then I'm going to bring the slide down. So let's go. Then I'll slide back in and go 3rd string, 4th string. All the while I'm using the 7th string too. Or 6th string, 7th fret. And then I'm going to go, which is not a Robert Johnson move. It's one of my own that I use a lot, but I like how it works in this song. Basically, all I do, 8th fret, strings 6, 4, 3, and 2. And then I'm going to play an A minor chord. So that's going to be 7th fret, 6 and 4. Second finger presses down on the 6th fret on the 3rd string. And then 7th fret on the on the 2nd string. And then I'm coming in and I'm basically at the 5th fret going string 6, 4, and 3, and 2, and I'm going kind of coming on 6, 4, and 2, and then adding 3, and then open. All right, so it's like all the while keeping that, and then open. All right, so what am I doing there? That is the way I turn around because I like the sound of it. It's and that's, again, it's kind of a variation on a Robert Johnson theme. So all I would do is go to the 6th fret on the 3rd string, down 1, down there. Okay, so I'm going, and I'm playing the 1st string, and then I'm going 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd fret, open 2nd string, and then open 3rd string, basically, and I play more than that, so. Or you can go. All right, so either one of those, and that one is to go around to the A is 6, 3, 5, 3, open 5. Then you can just simply move up your 2nd and 3rd finger to the 3rd fret on strings 1 and 4, and it'll walk you right back up to the beginning again. Oh, and this chord, which you probably already know, but it's open 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 1st fret, 3rd string, open 2nd string, 2nd fret, 1st string. So. And you're back around to the beginning. Now, I love playing with this. You know, you can do the same licks that you can do at the 12th fret at the 11th when you're doing this, you know. You can play with it, have fun. I'm going to put some of those ideas in tablature on Patreon for everybody. So if you, my Patreon, by the way, it only costs $1, but you get all the tabs to all this stuff over there. So that's what it's going to be this week, is this. And the tabs over on Patreon. So if you're interested in that, go ahead. And don't forget, next week at the same time, I will be on again with another episode of The Little Joe Show. All right, folks, let me just do a little slide guitar to get us out of here.